Edison, New Jersey, a suburban city of 100,000. Nestled on the outskirts of town, Durham Woods, an upscale apartment complex of over 2,000 residents.
The bus stop for school kids was right underneath our window. It was definitely a place he wanted to come home to, and it was definitely a home.
Everybody that saw our apartment said, you know, you're really lucky to have this type of apartment. It was a real safe haven.
It was a loud noise, and it woke us up. I thought it was a tornado.
In the back of my mind, I was like, man, this is it. You know, this is a nuclear blast.
When I opened up the balcony door, the building in front of me was gone. It was completely gone. It was there a couple of minutes beforehand, and now it was gone. I was like, and the building started shaking, and I'm like, we ain't gonna survive staying in here. I yelled down to my wife, said, you know, let's get out of here. Let's run out the back.
It was just flames everywhere coming after us. And when we looked back, I thought we were gonna die because the flames were coming faster than we were actually running. It's like, wow, I mean, is this it? This is how it ends?
I yelled to the other guys, I was saying, look at this, it's daylight. And we all just looked up and was like, oh man, there's something wrong. I remember looking at my partner on the way there and just saying, it was nice knowing you. This is one of those, you just don't think you're coming back.
We had every reason to believe that we were dealing with a massive casualty situation, hundreds of potential bodies in the fire. We didn't know what we were dealing with at this time. Was it a bomb that had been dropped? Was it a terrorist attack of some sort? The flames were probably 400, 500 feet in the air. The smoke was much higher than that. We were concerned, of course, that this gigantic plume was poisonous.
It was like hell. It's like, you ever see some like the movies where people are sitting there suffering and screaming and panicking and the loud noise and fire everywhere? That's pretty much what it was. The only thing that was missing was the man with the horns and a pitchfork.
500 firefighters from all over the state arrived to combat the mysterious blaze.
I see firefighters within 700, 800 feet of this blowtorch. It's beyond my imagination how they existed there.
We then finally learned what we were dealing with was a natural gas explosion. And when we finally contacted the gas company, I couldn't believe it, but they could not initially figure out how to turn off the gas.
At last, they locate the valve, but it's going to take 740 turns of a 3.5-foot wheel to shut it off.
I pull up to this valve, and there's two men pulling on this valve with all of their strength, and they're eking it like an inch. I'm thinking to myself, this is not good.
Inch by inch, they strain for over 2 hours to shut off the valve.
The valve's shut, Chief. They said what you're seeing now is the valve is closed.
We did start to notice a sudden relaxing of everything, like the noise wasn't as intense, and then the light wasn't as intense, and then the heat wasn't as intense.
By dawn, the fires are extinguished.
It's like a war scene. You ever seen a war scene in the pictures on TV? Like a bomb blew up everything, and all you see is like rubble.
Dreading their task, rescue workers used dogs to search for human remains. But one by one, as survivors are accounted for, an incredible revelation: the fire claimed none.
I'm surprised lucky. I think we're all lucky.
The way it worked was the pipe first exploded, but no flame yet. So the time it took between the explosion and when that ignition occurred was the time that allowed the people in the apartments closest to run for their lives. To this day, it's hard for me to conceive of that kind of power running through residential, densely populated areas of this country. It's the equivalent of a time bomb.
The potential for a pipeline explosion is not limited to Edison. In fact, millions of Americans live within a few miles of a pipeline like the one below Durham Woods. They snake beneath all our communities, ticking time bombs delivering our precious fuels.